Hello cave dwellers, welcome into the cave. It's time to unbox some of the very generous donations that you've sent in over the last month. While I've been moving into this new cave, which is really starting to take shape, as you can see, the new walls up behind me, and you'll see that in the next build video in February. While I've been doing that, you've been sending in your parcels, and normally I unbox these on the monthly live show over on the second channel, but there's so many, I just thought we'd do a separate video this month to charge through them all, and I'm desperate to open them. I can't wait another 2 weeks to open these things. So we're going to start unboxing them now. There's a couple of things I have already opened. The first thing is a Christmas card from the Amigos. Thank you very much to Brent, to Boat, and to Aaron over at the Amigos crew. Great channel, great Twitch streamers, and a wonderful community, the Amigos, so do check them out, and thank you for the kind card. And also I got a couple of really lovely pictures from Amiga Bill, a fantastic streamer on Twitch of Amiga videos and also part of the Guru Meditation YouTube channel, well worth a visit. And what he sent me is a picture of him and his dad with his Hoffman record. I sent one over to him because he and his dad are both massive vinyl record collectors and Amiga heads, so it was the perfect gift for them. Amiga music on a vinyl record, and there they are looking very happy. And then here's a picture of the record with a MS Paint signature sent over to him from me and Hoffman, and then he's put it into deluxe paint and made this lovely image as an Amiga wallpaper that he shared with his community. There's his signature, Amiga Bill 2020. So thank you so much, Bill. It's on this lovely thick bit of plastics, and those will look great on my wall. Thank you, Bill. So let's dive into these boxes. We'll just start with what's on the table here and see what we've got to play with this month. The first box is one of several that's come from Philip. He's been very kind in what he sent, but he also redirected some of what he wanted to send to me over to Future Publishing, the old publishers of Amiga Format magazine, because Phil was in possession of a lot of old Amiga Format cover CDs, and I happen to know some of the guys at Future are trying to rebuild the archive because they don't have those old cover CDs anymore, and they wanted to rebuild the collection. So he sent some of that stuff over to them and some other stuff over to me. What have we got here? Well, this looks Amiga-like. Oh, that is lovely. We're off to a great start. Look at that. That is a Cortex Amiga 500 or 1000 8 meg expansion. That's a huge amount of memory for an Amiga. It needs an external power adapter by the looks of things, and it looks like it's got an on-off switch. Wow, that is a great upgrade. We've got the original power supply for it with the Cortex badge on there. We will test that before actually plugging it into anything, but that's good. And it looks like some kind of bracket. A bracket, I wonder what that's for. Doesn't fit around it. Fits around the end there. It must be, I don't know, maybe some kind of adapter. We'll figure out what that is, but it appears we've got all the parts, and that's in lovely clean condition as well. Serial number 444. Thank you, Philip. And that's not the only thing he sent us. Let's put that over there. This also from Philip, and it's incredibly heavy. And when you get a really heavy box like this, you can usually guarantee it's books or magazines. I think that's what we've got here. Oh, more Amiga goodness. It's my favorite. Amiga Format. With an addition on top, which I remember having. It's the Lawnmower Man cover. Lemmings 2. Charlie Chimp. Oh, it's an Amos game. I was going to say I've never heard of Charlie Chimp on the Amiga. I don't remember that, even though I had the magazine. And Amiga Format Live 93 is a show, a trade show that they're advertising, and I went to it in 1993. I remember going to that show, and it was a wonderful experience. I bought loads of games on the cheap. It was absolutely packed. It was the first time I think I saw an Amiga 1200. There we go. The world's biggest Amiga fans have persuaded the world's most important Amiga companies to put on the world's best Amiga show. And it was good. Wembley Exhibition Centre. So a huge amount of Amiga Format magazines to really bulk out the collection I've got already. Back in the day, I had nearly 100, I'd say, Amiga Format magazines. That's a hell of a cover. And I came home one day and my dad had thrown them all out. He just thought they were old magazines that I had no use for whatsoever, and that was the end of it. And actually, these are in better condition than the ones I used to have. That is in perfect condition, so thank you so much, Philip. Yes, there was a period in Amiga formats later in life, this is in 1999, when they just started putting buxom ladies on the cover. It never sat quite right with me. It was a lot thinner as well. But obviously the marketing team thought that was the best thing to do. Look how thin that one is. March 2000. I was 7 years onto the PC by 2000. So yeah, sold again. This is all about Gateway being sold. I don't think I ever even saw these editions, these late editions, in the newsagents anymore. I mean, I'm sure they were out there, but my local newsagent gave up on stocking Amiga format by that point. Anyway, lots and lots of Amiga format magazines. These will go in the new reading corner in the cave. Look at these. No way. This looks to be the program, the actual magazine from the show. I didn't know they did a one-off special magazine, but this seems to be what it is. Oh, I'm going to really enjoy reading that. A list of all the exhibitions, all the exhibitors. That is really special. Revealed. The men behind Amiga's revival. Well, that didn't go to plan, did it? That was in September 1998. This has actually got the US price on. $15.50 in America if you were buying an Amiga format at this point. That is a lot of money for a magazine. There we go, big old box of Amiga magazines. Thank you, Philip. Those are fantastic. Now, we have a couple of cave dwellers down in Australia. Aidan is one of them, and Chris is another. And Chris has sent this to me. I know what this is. Do not open until Christmas 2021. Come on, Chris. Just the card, not the present. Okay, right. Well, we've got to remember to open that next year. We've got a card with this. I like the naughty or nice wrapping paper. Merry Christmas, it says. To Neil, Merry Christmas, enjoy the game. Thanks for your hard work and building such a wonderful community. Happy Christmas, Chris. You are most welcome, Chris. And thank you very much for sending this over here. I know what's in here and I'm really excited because this is a game that I bought from a company called Special Reserve back in the day. Many of you will remember that in your Amiga formats. I went to the post office with my pocket money. I bought a postal order so that I could send that off to the company to buy it. And it arrived. Yes, it is. It is exactly what I thought it would be. It's a copy of Power Drift. Now, of course, mine didn't say distributed by Aussie Soft, as this one does down there, but everything else was exactly the same. And it was a pretty good game. Not a lot of people are really massive Power Drift fans. It's not gone down in the annals of gaming history as a great driving game, but I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a great port on the Amiga. I completed it, and I remember when you completed it, you got to you got to drive the Afterburner plane because it's a Sega game, or the Enduro Racer bike. You could race those around the tracks, which was good fun. We've got 2 discs here. The Player's Guide. Oh, Ghostbusters 2. See the film at a cinema near you from December 1st. Memories flooding back, just flicking through this. And the software guarantee. I will put all that carefully back in the box, but thank you so much, Chris. We'll find out soon when I get my Amiga set up if the floppy disks work. I really hope they do. If not, well, it's always nice to have all of that. And we'll fire it up from a GoTech and play it, but that's going to look great on the shelf. Thank you so much, Chris. Now these are from Philip as well. I know who sent these. And these are the remaining Amiga format CDs that didn't go to future publishing. So it's really nice to be able to pair these up with the magazines. Oh, that's not an Amiga format. That's a CD-TV game. Super Games Pack, including Bite Man, Deathbot, and Jailbreak. Those well-known games. Oh, and the encyclopedia. I remember that on the CD-TV. I had that. And then we've got all of the Amiga format CDs. Thank you, Philip. I'll enjoy going through those. I have a CD-TV, and it's going to be one of the trash to treasures coming up because it's not working. So as soon as we can get that working, we can have a go on some of these CDs and see what we can discover. Things were certainly getting desperate for the Amiga by issue 134, March 2000. You've got software to emulate a PC on your Amiga and run Mac software on your Amiga. I think they were running out of Amiga software and we were turning to other platforms. Here's an interesting historic one, Disk 35. Audio files. Here just what was said at the Cologne Show press conference when the new OS was announced. So there could be a nice little bit of history on that CD. This little box, I happen to know, is a gift from my good friend Pete, Mad Pete, who wanted to send a little something over to the new cave. I sent something over to him to help him complete his Turrican collection because he's a big fan of Turrican. And, oh, he's such a nice guy, he wanted to send something back. There we go, RMC. Thank you so much, Pete. Hopefully you'll look out and spot them in future videos on the set behind me. But they're really nicely cut, actually, really nicely made, and they smell really good. I don't know, they must have polished them with something. You'll have to come and visit, Pete, just so you can, you can give them a sniff. There we go. Right, next box, what have we got? This is from Andrew Payne, who I noticed has an address in Swindon, in the same town as me. So Andrew, another one that's going to have to come across as soon as this pandemic is over and we have an opening party for the new cave. You're going to have to get yourself across there. Little note in here. Hi Neil, as promised, please find enclosed the Amiga. Oh, it's a real Amiga episode this month. The Amiga games and bits we talked about over DMs on Twitter. I hope you have a great Christmas and wish you all the best for 2021. The new cave is superb, thank you. And I'm sure it will help the channel continue to grow. Please don't stop doing what you're doing. It's wonderful nostalgia and makes great viewing. That's really kind. Thank you very much, Andrew. And let's see what we've got in here. Leftover Christmas paper. There's nothing in there, is there? No, that is just packing. I'm always so worried about throwing bits out. Aha! Video games. So, Amiga games, we've got football directed to, one for the sports fans. Look at that lovely tash. We've got Star Ray. I can't say I've ever heard of Star Ray. 88% though it got apparently in CNVG magazine. Looks like a side-scrolling shooter. PC conversion was by Chris Sawyer. That would be Chris Sawyer of Transport Tycoon fame. Because I know he did a lot of ports before he got his Transport Tycoon and his other Tycoon games up and running. Oh, this is another strange one. Star Blaze. Really don't remember seeing this box. This game I do remember, Star Goose. A great shoot 'em up. This is the first truly original vertical scroller in years. Features, get this, big mothership intro, full beef scroll. Full beef scroll. That's not a scrolling technique I've ever heard of before. Full dash beef. And then in brackets it says the whole screen at variable speed. It's all about the full beef scroll on Star Goose. Oh, look at that, a Mega Mouse Mark II for the Amiga or Atari. £11.95 when it was new, apparently. Looks to be used. Oh no, that looks clean. That is not used. Look how clean that is. It's almost a shame to plug it in and let people put dirty hands on it. And it's got a little Amiga or Atari switch on the side. Well, that is a lovely thing to have. Thank you. Do we plug it into an Amiga or do we plug it into an Atari? That's the hard decision. An A520 TV modulator, something every Amiga 500 owner would have had to allow you to plug it into the TV, but that is brand new and unopened. I mean, I've got these things coming out of my ears because they're in every Amiga box, but hey, it's a brand new one. So that's a nice thing to have. Something that's not so nice to have, and this is not a complaint, Andrew, but I'm sure plenty will agree with me, is Days of Thunder on the Amiga. One of the worst video games ever made, one of the worst racing games. It's a real stretch to call it a racing game, such as the frame rate on this thing. But that would have been a pack-in. Well, you could buy it separately, but it was a pack-in, I'm sure, with one of the Amiga packs. So it's worth keeping for completeness if I ever need to complete a boxed Amiga and its pack-in titles. This is another one, Flight Path 737, which was one of the first games I reviewed on the channel because I used to have it on my Amstrad CPC. A real stretch to call it a flight simulator, but it kept me entertained at the time. And then a really nice boxed copy of Star Wars for the Amiga. That's really nice. That's the port of the Atari arcade, which was the vector graphic one, where you had the yoke in the arcade. You went down into the Death Star and the digitized voices. Always a great game to see in the arcades. And nice to have a copy on the Amiga. I think that's everything. Oh, there's a little wire for the TV modulator. And that's everything there. Thank you, Andrew. That's some really interesting games to add to the collection that I definitely don't have already, and in great condition. Okay, let's make some space for the next thing. I've just realized the mic was a little bit hot in the first half of this video, so I've just gone to adjust it, and hopefully it sounds a little bit better for you now. Right, we've got some big boxes to open now, so let's move some of this off the table. Another parcel now from the incredibly generous Philip, who sent us 2 parcels that we've opened already, and I know what's in this one. He told me what was coming. I'm so excited to see it because it's something that I owned in 1993. It was already well out of date by the time I bought it, but well, let me just show you what's inside. We've also got a few other bits on top. First of all, we've actually got the manual for that Cortex memory expansion, so I wonder if it tells us what the bracket's for. Oh, that's a badge for what's underneath. Let's see if it tells us what that bracket's for. Yeah, it says, note, the metal foot is for the A1000 only. So I wonder, well, does it give us a diagram? No, there's no further information on what the metal foot's for, so we'll cross that bridge when we come to it with an A1000, but it's good that we've got it. Now, this is the manual for what I was expecting to find here. So, if you didn't see the manual that I just took out there that tells you what's in this box, here are some clues. We've got a caddy. And here is the thing that I've been waiting years to be reunited with. For no good reason other than pure nostalgia. An Amiga A570 CD drive. The badge has come off, the glue's just got old, but we've still got the badge, so we can stick that back on. The memories I have of this. So when I bought this, it was in the bargain bucket. It had been written off as a complete failure, as had the CD TV. But what this did was you slotted it into the side of your Amiga 500 and it effectively turned it into a CD TV. It's got the CD TV ROMs in there. So when you turn your Amiga on, you get the CD TV splash screen and it acts exactly as a CD TV would. And I picked this up, I think it was about £90 when I bought it. It must have been about 350 pounds. I'm guessing here, I need to look this up, when it was new, but it was sub £100 when I got it. And it allowed me to play music CDs through my Amiga, which was hooked up to a nice amplifier. So that was kind of cool. It allowed me to play CD TV titles, of which there weren't many, but crucially, the thing I really loved was the archives of public domain software that you could buy on CD. the 17-bit software, public domain disk especially. And what you did was you put your CD in the caddy, loaded it up, and then it gave you access to the entire public domain library. But then you didn't load it, you didn't run those programs off of the CD. You had to put floppy disks in. This is just the collection that I had. This doesn't apply to all of the CDs that went in this, the 17-bit software collection. So you would choose your bit of software from the CD and it would decompress it and write it to a floppy disk, and then you'd have to boot from a floppy disk. And I spent months and months and months exploring the software library on CDs like that, and it was my introduction to CDs on a computer. It was the first CD drive I ever had on a computer. And of course, when I jumped ship to the PC, we were well into the multimedia PC era, and I got a dual speed CD drive on my PC. This is a single speed drive, I believe, on the A570. So it'll be interesting to see if this still works. There is a blanking plate on the back, and I can't remember what that's for. Here we go. An expansion slot on the rear of the CD-ROM drive allows you to tie your system to other systems or add peripherals. Each of these optional devices comes in the form of a cartridge that can be plugged into the CD-ROM drive's rear expansion slot. So for example, an extremely compact 40 and 80 megabyte hard drive unit to give your system high-speed read-write. I don't ever remember seeing those come out, and I'd love to find one if they ever did. Because if you could put this onto an A500 and then slot in a little hard drive cartridge in the back, then that would be a wonderful upgrade. Certainly an episode in it. Thank you so much, Philip, for sending this. I'm going to be reliving a lot of old memories through it. Very soon, I hope. Good to see you again, old friend. Now, this is an intriguing box. I have no idea where this is from or who it's from. But they've got a lot of blue tape, whoever they are. Some kind of backpack. Oh, I know what this is. This comes from a patron who told me they were sending this. They used to do some work for a TV company, and this is some old equipment that they thought I could make use of, especially in this new location here in the mill, because when I gave you the tour of it originally, the surrounding area is beautiful and the building is beautiful. So wouldn't it be amazing, I think it goes this way around, wouldn't it be amazing, look at that, if we could fly a drone around the building? And so they very, very kindly sent this in. It's incredible. It does, I believe it does 1080p, so we get some good HD video. Well, I'm not sure I'm going to trust myself to fly it. I'll have to use the smartphone app to tell it to go to GPS locations rather than manually flying it. See if we can get the model for you. There's a little camera there on the gimbal. It's a Phantom Standard, it says. Does that mean anything to you? We've got battery packs, we've got, looks like spare blades. We've got all sorts going on. It seems to be in decent condition. So there you go. I know you don't come to my channel to look at modern tech and drones, but how cool is that going to be? The challenge is, can we fly in one window of the cave all the way through and out the other? Maybe not on our first attempt. And another box. I can see that this one comes from Ireland, and I know who lives in the Republic of Ireland. Friend of the channel, Banjo Guy Ollie, a wonderful musician who contacted me. Yes, it is, there's his logo. And he said to me, Neil, I've got all this kit in my loft, I've got no use for it, do you want it? And I said, yes, this is perfect for the exhibition space here in the new cave. He says, all right, dude, enjoy these for the museum. We're not allowed to call it a museum, it's an exhibition space. From Ollie. And what this is a selection of new, I think they're all unused, new old stock speakers, loads of them. And we can use these for the exhibition space to have really authentic setups, on the PCs at least, because these are really, you know, multimedia PC speakers, advanced. I mean, some of them are so cheaply made, but they're period authentic. And that's what we like. We want the authentic experience. There's also something extra thrown in here. An unopened box of floppy disks. Always useful. 10 pack of 1.44 meg disks. And what's this? Ooh, this is one of those toys that I always wanted and never got. An 80 capacity super disk drive. So these are floppy disks that can hold 120 megs. Includes an antivirus. So I had a zip drive. I had a 100 meg zip drive, but these were the competition, the alternative at the time. And I've never actually used one, a super disk. So that'll be something fun to try out. LS120, that's right, that's what they were called. LS120 disks. So I wasn't expecting that, but thank you, Ollie. I was expecting just the speakers, so the extras are wonderful. I mean, how 90s is that? 50-watt Typhoon sound system. If you didn't see this one, you probably saw a million different versions of it rebranded that were exactly the same speaker from exactly the same factory. There's no year on this one, but to age it, it says, this powerful speaker system is the perfect combination for use with multimedia PC, Commodore Amiga, and Walkman. So this was released still within a period when the Amiga was current, or current-ish, because it says these were made in Germany. And we know how much Germany loved the Amiga and clung on to the Amigas longer than most of us. So it could have been late 90s. Thanks so much, Ollie. And Ollie is a wonderful musician who covers video game music in his own unique style. There'll be a link in this video description to his channel, so do go and check him out for some top entertainment. And I hope one day we can get him in the cave here and he can do a gig, he can do a live session for us all. This next box comes all the way from the United States with this sticker on the side, EMS, United States Postal Service. It almost seems like it's fallen off the back of an ambulance or something. Emergency medical supplies. Anyway, this is my Secret Santa. On RMC, we do a Secret Santa every year, and I can see who I was paired up with because I can see the return name on the box. Where have I put my knife? Found it. So I have no idea what's in here, though. This comes from Grant. Thank you so much, Grant. Well, I say thank you. I don't know what it is yet. I should probably thank you when I see what it is. That's a heavy one. From the weight, I'm guessing he's already broken the rule of keeping the costs down and postage only. I mean, it must have been expensive to send this stuff over to the UK. I think that might have got bent a little bit, but I think it'll be okay. So, hashtag Secret Santa. I know it's you, Grant. Merry Christmas. Merry RMC Christmas. Thank you, Neil, for all the retro goodness. Secret Santa. P.S. There's one more thing to come. Oh, so there's another gift to come which hasn't arrived yet, but hey, that could be in our next unboxing. So, RMC, may this gift be refreshing. What we've got here. Oh, how cool is that? Oh, and it's Dr. Pepper as well. Dr. Pepper is my favourite fizzy drink. So there's this lovely retro Dr. Pepper sign, which has got a little bit bent in the post, but do you know what? It adds to the charm. Don't worry about it. I reckon that will go well on this wall. Look at that. Is that in shot? That's cool. At the other end of the cave, I've clad another bit of wall in this stuff with a view to when we have open days, that'll be the bar area for snacks and drinks. So this could feasibly go on the same bit of wood down at that end. And it's already got the screw holes. So that is exactly where it's going. That is perfect. Thank you so much, Grant. What have we got here? This is from Rudy's. Grant is based in Texas, by the way. Never been to Texas. I've been to the US, but I've only done the tourist thing at Florida when I was a kid at Disneyland or Disney World. I can't remember which one's there. I had a wonderful time, but I would love to see a bit more real country. Texas sounds like a good place to go. What is this? Oh, wow. Rudy's barbecue sauce. That is a big bottle of sauce. Oh, that smells so good. Grant, that's amazing. Oh, it's got a little chili kick to it as well. It has got chili peppers in there. Oh, there's some real heat in that, and that is a wonderful Secret Santa. And there's something else. He says something else is coming. Maybe it's a big old slab of meat. Thank you so much, Grant. Right, we've got one more box, which is absolutely huge, and I think it is what it says it is on the box. So we've got to make some space. At least I'm guessing it is what it says it is from the weight of the box. Well, we've got a piece of Lego, a Lego base as part of the packing. Oof. Look at that, that is a wonderful monitor. Look at how flat the screen is. It's the kind of monitor I could only have dreamed of being able to afford back in the day. Mine were always super cheap, you know, quite a curved front. I'd spent all my money on a graphics card and I had nothing left for a monitor. But that is amazing. This is a Vision Master Pro 410. Just looking at the box, it's 17-inch, a Diamondtron CRT. It can go up to 1600 by 1200 with a refresh rate of 89 Hertz at 1280 by 1024. Windows 95 plug and play. That really is a premium monitor, isn't it? And oh, it's got BNC connectors from your PC, but it's also got 1, 2, 3, 4. It's got 5 BNC connectors for RGB, horizontal and vertical sync. So that could be really useful. And there's no doubt that this is going to be, oh, that barbecue sauce. It keeps on giving. That is just wonderful. That will definitely get some use in the exhibition area. I think I'd like to pair this up with one of the Apple Mac clones. I think it would look really nice on that. Or maybe a PC with a 3DFX card or something like that for some good old 90s gaming. It's a lovely, lovely monitor. Now there's one more box in my office which I've been keeping safe, which I have to go and get, which somebody sent me, and it's going to blow your socks off that somebody's been so generous as to not only send in everything that you've already seen today, because there have been some really wonderful donations, but check this out. Let me go and get it. So this box has a name on it which will be familiar to anyone who's into their retro. It's from the Apollo team who make the Vampire Accelerator for the Amigas. Do you remember I put one in the Amiga 500++ build that I did? Well, in here is an incredible gift from a chap named Peter. Thank you so much, Peter, for sending this in to me. It is the Vampire V4 standalone. It also includes the Christmas bundle that they did at Apollo. So lots of extras, including a USB game controller, the Vampire mouse mat with their lovely logo on there. I do like their logo. A power supply. We've got a light up LED keyboard there. Lots of RGB lighting on the keyboard. I did notice it has a Quartz layout on it. So it's a German keyboard. So I may have to swap that out for a UK one, but it will get us up and running. There's the USB blaster, which is the device you need to reflash it or brick it. In my case, I'll make sure I read the instructions before I even open that thing. And then the most important thing in the box, the Vampire V4 standalone. Look at it, so nicely packaged. They've come such a long way, the Apollo team, in the professional way that they present these products and make them. And what it is it's basically the fastest classic Amiga that money can buy. I'll just read a quote from the back here from Dave Haney, who's a former Commodore engineer. And he says, if Commodore had a 68080 CPU, then Amiga would have ruled the world. And yeah, by all my definitions, this is an Amiga. In fact, it's my Amiga now, Dave Haney. So if it's good enough for Dave Haney, and he considers this to be an Amiga, then it's good enough for me. Of course, the 68080 CPU doesn't exist. It was never made by Motorola, but the Apollo team have just cranked everything up to the max and created the dream Amiga that was never made by their standards. I cannot wait to get stuck into this. It says on the back, experience 300 times the power of an Amiga 500. It's going to be great. Let me show you it. It's put into this nice metal little industrial looking case. You've got your D9 ports for your original joysticks, USB for your controller and your keyboard, makes it nice and easy. Another USB on the other side, that's for the USB blaster to reflash it. Network, I think it has Wi-Fi. I'll have to check that. I haven't powered this up yet. HDMI out for your video. You've got an SD card slot there, micro SD for your hard drive, and then it's powered by a mini USB cable. Lovely looking device, but why haven't I reviewed this yet, you might be asking? Well, before you get jealous about the fact that somebody sent this in to me, because it's an incredibly generous gift and I don't deserve it at all, but I'm going to try and do my little bit to give back to the community with this. I'm loaning this to Stephen Jones, the man behind the Checkmate case. You will have seen the Checkmate case if you're a follower of the channel. We launched his new Checkmate mini case on this very channel just a month ago. And what I've said to Stephen is, do you want to borrow this so that you can make a proper tray down at the factory that you can sell with your case, so that anyone with a Vampire V4 standalone can just drop it in to your Checkmate mini to have that bigger case. Absolutely doesn't need a bigger case. It's lovely in this form factor. But if you wanted to scale up to a case that you can put maybe a monitor like this on top of and make it more like a big box Amiga, albeit a mini big box Amiga, then it's lovely to have that option. And Stephen has jumped at the chance. So I'm going to send this off to him. I'm going to be without it for a week when I'm desperate to try it out. And then when we do come to review it on the channel, we will put it in the Checkmate mini case. We'll put it side by side with my Mr. Fusion build that I did, which is in the old Checkmate case. And we can see how they compare. Mr. versus Vampire V4, Checkmate versus Checkmate Mini. And then in the longer term, it'll be a chance for people who come to visit the cave to see those on display and to try before they buy. Try out this new generation of retro, these new ways of experiencing these old machines on reliable FPGA-based hardware. And then they can go away and buy what they think is best, or they can just keep coming back and visiting and playing here in the cave. So that's what I'm going to do with it. Before you start shouting in the comments section, you don't deserve that, I can't believe someone sent that to you. And Peter, thank you so much. And thank you to everyone else who has sent everything in this month. It's humbling and it's a real pleasure. I can't wait to share more of all of this with you in future episodes. It will all be very well looked after and it will be shared with as many people as possible here in the cave. We'll end the episode with everything laid out on the table on the set over there, just for you to enjoy one last time. As always, thank you for taking the time to watch and take care everyone. Bye-bye.